Okay, we're going to continue our learning in algebra. First we're going to revise linear expansion, and that's expanding with one bracket, and then go on to learn expanding with two brackets, which is called quadratic expansion. Now here's the first example, is a linear expansion, or one bracket expansion, and remember that expand means multiply to remove the brackets, so you don't want the brackets there when you finish. Okay, so you have to remember to multiply each term in the bracket by the number or letter that's outside the bracket. And okay, so we multiply 5 times x and get 5x, and then we take the 5 and we multiply it by the next term, which is plus 4, so the sign goes with it. So it's plus 5 times plus 4, which is plus 20. Now if we have a double up of letters, remember that you use your exponent rules for repeated multiplication of a variable. So x times x, and we could write it as xx, but the exponent rules tells us to write it as x squared. And x times minus 3 is minus 3x. So that sign, the result of that multiplication, the sign goes in the middle. Okay, now let's have a look and see with expanding with two brackets. Now if you can do expanding with one bracket, you can do expanding with two brackets, because it's just a repeated performance. Okay, so when you've got two brackets, you multiply the second bracket by each number or letter in the first bracket. So imagine, just pretend the plus 2 isn't there, and we're just going to take the x and multiply it by the first term in the second bracket. So the first term in the first bracket multiplied by the first term in the second bracket gives us x squared. Now there's a mnemonic called FOIL, which helps us to remember what order to do them in. So first terms multiplied together, then the outside terms. So the outside terms are the x and the plus 4. And that gives us plus 4x. Now we do the inside terms. So now it's as though the x isn't there, and we're just multiplying the second bracket by the 2. So plus 2 times x is plus 2x, and plus 2 times plus 4 is plus 8. Now you look at it, and mostly there's what we call the middle terms can be simplified. The middle x terms. Now when you simplify, make sure that it's adding and subtracting. So to begin, you're multiplying, and when you're simplifying, you add or subtract. Think of the number line. And this one happens to be 2 adding, so we can simplify that, get x squared plus 4x plus 2x is plus 6x plus 8. And of course we can't add x squareds to x's or 8's to x's. And so that's as far as you go. Okay, let's try some. Okay, we'll put down our FOIL. So multiply your first terms together, x squared, outside terms together, plus 3x, inside terms, plus 5x, last terms, plus 15. Simplify your middle terms, x squared plus 3x plus 5x is 8x, and plus 15. And you stop. You stop there. Don't try and add 15's to x's or x squareds to x's. So we've got F, I, L. Now, sometimes we talk about the bear clause. So think of your bear clause as well. Here they are here, boom, boom, and underneath. Bear clause. Okay, let's try the next one. First terms, x times x is x squared. X times minus 7 is minus 7x plus 2x. A plus 2 times a minus 7, the signs are unlike, so you end up with a negative 14. Remember your integer addition and subtraction. Simplify your middle terms. And that's why we did all those questions on integer addition and subtraction, because this is where you need to use it. Minus 7x plus 2x, so you're down 7 and you come up 2, so you're still down 5. Minus 14. Okay. Then look at the next one. X times x is x squared. X times plus 6 is plus 6x. Now you're multiplying by minus 3, because that sign belongs to that number on its right. Minus 3x, and minus 3 times plus 6, the signs are different, so you end up with a negative. 3 6s are 18. So you've done your multiplying. Now you're going to do your adding or subtracting to simplify. X squared, now I've got plus 6x, take away 3x. So you're up 6 and you go down 3, so you're still up 3x minus 18. Okay, and the last one, that down. X times x is x squared, minus 3x, minus 4x. Now minus 4 times a minus 3, two negatives, the signs are like, so you end up with a positive when you're multiplying. 4 3s are 12. And remember to multiply here, don't start adding. This is where you add or subtract. Simplify the middle term. X squared minus 3x, so you're down 3 and you go down another 4. So you're at negative 7x plus 12. And probably the hardest part of this is knowing your integer addition and subtraction.